Namaste, yogis. Thank you so very much for choosing this all levels class. My name is Lauren Bentley and I will be your guide. We're going to begin with some seated stretches, move into spinal balances and tapping into our core, followed up with some sun salutations, standing, balancing postures, back bends, and then a little bit of a cool down before going into our Savasana. No props will be needed. However, if you do have props handy and you would like to leave them nearby for support as needed, that's always a good idea. I just try to leave these classes to be pretty prop free so that they are suitable for all, no matter where you're at in life and what sort of props you may or may not have. And before we jump in, I just want to give this reminder that this is your practice and I'm just simply a guide for you. So if there's ever a posture that you just do not feel comfortable in, it's just not for you, feel free to find any sort of posture that does feel good. Coming into child's posture is always just a wonderful one to come into if you need to rest or just to, to find what feels good for you. Please do not push past any pain, always listening to your body. And I do give cues for the breath, inhaling and exhaling. However, focusing on the breath is just not okay for you. For many people, it is rather anxiety provoking. Please feel free just to simply listen to the sound of my voice as your anchor point, or even just the connection with your body as your anchor point. The choice is completely yours. The experience you have within your body and on your mat is completely yours. And also, please, before starting, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to do so and turn on that bell so that you can be notified whenever there's a new video uploaded. Usually do 1 or 2 a week, depending on what I have going on personally. And also in the show notes below, you can see all the different ways that you can work with me one-on-one. I offer personalized yoga sessions. I am trauma certified as well. I offer mindfulness-based cognitive behavioral therapy sessions, and I also offer breathwork sessions. So, and also I have a beautiful membership as well. So all of that can be found in the show notes below. All right, friends, so let's go ahead and get onto our mat, taking our time to arrive here. Let's find ourselves in our most comfortable seated position. So maybe that looks like sitting cross-legged like me. Maybe you have one foot in front of the other, or you could even be sitting back on your heels with your knees bent. That's totally fine as well. You can also place a pillow, a block, or even a rolled up towel underneath your seat to help to elevate the hips, especially if you're feeling a little tight in the low back and hip area. So let's now begin to roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Take a big breath in, feel this squeeze, feel this tension. And as you exhale, just let those shoulders drop down the back body. Feel the space being created between the shoulders and the ears. Perhaps you've already felt some tension release. And let's roll through that one more time. Let's inhale and shrug those shoulders up. Take a moment to feel that tension. And then exhale and just let them drop. Beautiful. Let's go ahead now and take that chin parallel to the floor. Feel the spine long as possible. Maybe even imagining a string at the top of your head pulling you up nice and tall. And I want you to be able to find this length in the body while also finding some comfort and ease. So if it feels like you're really efforting to sit up nice and tall, what is your just most comfortable position? And just without completely rounding forward and hiding that heart, just find a little bit of comfort in there. It's okay if you need to sort of ground down a little bit more into the pelvis, maybe. Just listening to your body. And now let's take a moment to either close the eyes or just simply soften the gaze down towards the tip of the nose or off into something slightly in front of you. We'll take a moment just to check in with our body and begin to drop into this present moment. Just first begin to notice your sitting bones or your calves on the mat. Just notice how it feels to arrive here. Our mat is such a beautiful container of support. It's a space that we can show up just to be exactly who we are, move through what we're moving through, what we're growing through, what we're feeling. Allow ourselves to truly be seen. Just a space that we can just let it all out. So notice how it feels to arrive here in this very safe and sacred space. And then notice where your hands are. Are they on the lap or are they on the mat? Maybe you place them up in the heart or heart in the belly. Just notice how it feels where your hands are resting. Noticing the clothing on your skin. And even the temperature of the room, the fresh air on your skin. Become aware of the sounds around you. Noticing if they seem far away or close by. What can you smell? What can you taste in your mouth? And then even if your eyes are closed, noticing what you can see. There's different colors or shapes behind your closed eyelids. Or even batting your eyelashes open gently and just becoming aware of what you can see around you. And then noticing which one of those anchor points, the direction of the senses that I led you in, which one felt the best to you? And you can begin to use that as your anchor point for today's practice, that when your mind wanders, which it will because you are human, I am human, our minds wander. But as it does, we can then begin to use that anchor point to bring us back to this present moment. So often we are worried about the past and worried about the future, and we're everywhere but right here. And when we're everywhere but right here, we're often creating problems that don't even exist. And so when we notice that happening, just come into this moment, becoming aware of the story you were telling yourself, but then noticing this is what's happening right now. Right now, I am safe. I am supported. I am embodied. Beautiful. So you can leave your eyes closed or begin to bat those eyelashes open. Go ahead and take your palms to the mat beside you if they're not already there. And just gently drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. Keep your shoulders back and keep your chin sort of lifted up towards the ceiling. And then begin to slowly drop that chin to the chest. Again, keeping those shoulders back. And then bringing that left ear to the left shoulder. Great, let's do that one more time. Drop the chin to the chest. Over to that right shoulder. Chin to the chest. And over to the left shoulder. Good, chin to the chest. Roll your head back up through the center. Turn, look over that right shoulder. Bring it through to center. And then over to the left shoulder. And through to center. Good. Let's inhale. Lift those arms up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders away from those ears. Thumbs back, pinkies forward. Exhale, take that right hand down to the side. Left arm overhead. We'll stay here in this side bend for a few moments. And just opening up through that left arm, really inviting that heart up towards the ceiling. Nice, beautiful stretch in the left side body, creating space in those ribs. Maybe finding a little movement as that feels good. So I like to kind of then take my heart down towards the mat and then lift it back up towards the ceiling. Just noticing how much deeper I can maybe get into that side body. Good, and then inhale, lifting back up through to center, lift both arms up. Exhale, take that left hand down now, right arm overhead. And first, let's begin here by just rolling that shoulder back, opening through that heart up towards the heavens above. And then finding some movement here as it feels good to you. You're also welcome just to remain stationary if that's what your body's asking of you today. Awesome. Bring it up through to center. We'll find one breath, one movement on each side. So we'll take our big breath in here, finding our length. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center and exhale to the left. Beautiful. Inhale through to center, lift both arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms, really pulling those elbows down towards the side body. As you open up through the heart, lift the chin, slight little back bend. Exhale, bring those elbows together in the front of the body, inviting the elbows down towards the belly button, finding this little bow. Inhale to open and expand. Exhale, round it forward. Last one here. Inhale to open and expand. Exhale to round it forward. Beautiful. Come back up through to center. Find that cactus. And then drop those hands down to the lap. Last thing here in the seated posture, take the hands to the shins. We're just going to trace big circles all the way around. So imagine that you have a hula hoop around you and you're tracing the inner circumference of that hula hoop with your heart. So if you want to join me in the breath, we'll inhale to the right and forward. Exhale it to the left and back. Inhale it right and forward. Exhale left and back. Final one. Inhale right, forward. Exhale left and back. Beautiful. Let's switch that direction here. Inhale to the left and forward. Exhale right and back. As you find these circles, do your best to keep both sit bones on the mat. Just enjoy this movement. Let's do 2 more here. And last one. And we'll end all the way in the back, come up through to center. Perfect. Let's move now to all fours, tabletop position. We will drip the shoulders right over those wrists and the hips right over the knees. So we'll start here by spreading those fingers wide, clawing into the fingerprints, and then doming through the upper back body. So you're really taking the pressure off the wrist here. Instead of crashing it down, we're opening up through the back of the heart. Feel your low belly pull in and up, and bring the tops of the feet flat to the mat. Now here, let's inhale, drop that belly, roll the shoulders back. Allow your collarbones to smile. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back, tuck the pelvis. Inhale to drop that belly, roll your shoulders back, lift the chin. Exhale it, chin to chest. Now continue here for a few rounds on your own. Follow your breath. Really feel this connection underneath your hands. Feel the support beneath you as you find this ebb and flow of the cat and cow. I love to imagine it as an ocean wave, just ebbing and flowing, rising and falling. Feel free to pause where it feels good. Just enjoy being in your body. Enjoy moving in your body. Waking up that main energy center, your spine. Just inviting anything that may be sort of stuck and stagnant within you to find that space to move. Great work, friends. On your next inhale, go ahead and come back through to center. And, just find that rounding through the upper back body, really clawing into those fingers. Now let's go ahead and take that right foot straight back behind us. We'll drop the toes to begin and just allow yourself to sink back into those right toes. Nice stretch up the back of that right leg. Weight can stay even between both hands here. Keep your low belly pulled in and up. Keep that core firm. And then inhale, come back through to center. Drop those shoulders right over those wrists and then lift with that right inner thigh. So really feel that right inner thigh spiral up towards the ceiling. So you feel all your toes pointing straight down to the mat. And then you're welcome to stay here, or you can try taking that left arm out long, trying to get that left bicep up alongside your ear. So the tighter your core is, the firmer you're going to remain. Again, you're always welcome to drop that left hand if that feels best to you. So no matter if your left hand is lifted or not, we're all going to find these pulses here. So if your left hand is down, just only use your right leg. So inhale, hold it here. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Beautiful. We'll do 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Take everything back through to center. Find 1 round of cat and cow to reset the spine. Come back through to center. Very nice. Reconnect. Pull your low belly in and up. Feel your fingers claw into the mat, and then take your left foot back now. Drop it down and allow your weight to roll back into that left foot. Beautiful. Stretch up the back of the left leg. And then coming back through, shoulders over those wrists, lift the left inner thigh, all your toes pointing straight down. And again, you're welcome now to lift that right arm. Even if it didn't work on the other side, try it on this side, because each side of the body is going to be completely different. And vice versa, if it worked on the other side, it might not work on this side. All right, so no matter where you are, let's pulse it here. Exhale to tap, inhale to lift. Exhale, tap, inhale, lift. Awesome. Let's do 5 more. 2, and 1. Beautiful. Everything comes back through to center. Go ahead and drop that belly. Roll your shoulders back. Lift the chin. Exhale, chin to chest. And again, come back through to center. Nice long spine. Continue to claw into your fingers. Curl those toes under. Feel your low belly pull in and up. Really tighten up that core. Firm yourself up. And on your next breath in, just lift the knees off of the mat, hovering table, just inviting a little bit of heat into the body, really engaging the core. We're here for 5. Make sure you're breathing. 4, feel the support beneath your body. Feel your strength, even if you're shaking. It's so good for the body. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Drop those knees, take your big toes together, separate the knees wide. We'll send our hips back, coming into a child's posture. Just walk those arms out long, taking the pressure off the wrists. This is a beautiful posture to come into if you ever need a rest, or if something I offer you just does not feel good for your body. You can always come here. And obviously this is not the only posture for rest. You can come into any posture that feels good to you. We'll just take a moment here though, just feel that stretch all the way through the armpit, chest, and through the side body. Feel a space being created between each vertebrae, your hips opening up, maybe even rocking yourself a little side to side if you don't want to remain still. Surrendering to the support beneath you, this beautiful mat that is here to hold you, to see you, to honor you. And then on your next inhale, come up through to center. Keep your hands as they are. Bring your knees back under the hips though. Curl your toes under. Let's begin to take our hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Just pedaling out the feet, inviting one heel towards the floor, followed by the other. Just walking out the dog. Nice long spine. We're looking towards the knees or the toes. We're pressing into all the fingers, and especially the webbing between the thumb and the pointer finger. And then finding some stillness whenever it feels good. It doesn't matter if your heels reach the mat or not. What does matter is that nice long spine. Next inhale, go ahead and look towards those hands. Begin to bend those knees. On your exhale, begin to slowly walk all the way up to the top of the mat. So we're getting a nice stretch in those legs. If you have any sort of sciatica issues, please keep your knees nice and bent here. And then we'll all meet in that forward fold. Unless, of course, like I said, you have that sciatica problem, just keep your knees bent. And then we'll inhale, find ourselves a flat back position while your shoulders back, hugging those elbows towards one another, engaging through that core. Exhale, and we fold over those legs. Press into the heels. Let's slowly raise ourselves all the way up to a stand. And as we arrive, we'll bring our arms up overhead. Big breath in here. Exhale, pull your hands down to your heart, and then down to the sides, Tadasana. Awesome. Let's do that 2 more times to warm up the spine. Even more. Inhale, lift those arms. Exhale, folding straight down through the midline and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, tall mountain. Exhaling, hands to heart center and all the way down to the sides. Last one here. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through those heels all the way up, lift those arms overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart and down to the sides. We'll take a moment here to ground and connect. So first, just begin to feel all 4 corners of your feet firmly planted on the mat. Just noticing your weight distribution. Allow it to be even between both sides. For your low belly, pull in and up. Roll your shoulders away from those ears. Hands down beside you, palms face out. So we're really lifting through the front body and grounding through the back body. We're going to try to avoid any sort of booty popping. Just keep everything pulled in a nice, beautiful, straight line. Just feel yourself here for a moment. Maybe even imagine roots like that of a tree growing from the bottoms of your feet, furthering this connection, the support. And then let's begin to add on with some sun salutation A's. Let's inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, hands through the heart center. Bow all the way down and forward fold. Inhale for our flat back position. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms, step it back to a plank. You always have the option here to lower your knees. Never a problem here. Regardless if your knees are lowered or lifted, we have the shoulders right over the wrist. We spread those fingers wide, claw into the fingerprints and round the upper back body. Low belly pulls in, tailbone down. We're all going to lower down to our belly to begin. So if your knees are lowered, keep them there. If you want to lower them now, go ahead. Everybody, elbows hug in tight as we lower all the way down. The whole body hits the ground at the same time. Untuck the toes. Inhale for our cobra. Shoulders roll back, pelvis stays lowered for this. Only go as high as feels comfortable on your low back. We want no pain in that low back. Exhale, release it down. We'll press to plank or tabletop, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Great work. Let's keep this going. Inhale, look forward at the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, step to the top of the mat and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to a stand. Lift the arms overhead. Exhale, pull your hands to your heart and down to the sides. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step it back to your plank. This time, you're welcome to lower to your belly to that cobra, or we can lower halfway, chaturanga, elbows hug in tight, shoulders no lower than those elbows. Inhale to push yourself up for your back bend, your upward dog, just hands and tops of feet on the mat. And then roll over those toes, downward facing dog. Final time here. Inhale, look forward at your hands, bend those knees. Use your exhale to step you up to the top of the mat and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center, all the way down to the sides. Inhale to lift. Exhale, and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step it back to your plank. Find your flow, either belly to cobra or chaturanga to upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Begin to drop that left heel towards the mat and inhale, lift your right leg up. No need to lift it up any higher than hip level. Keep those hips nice and square. Look forward at those hands. Begin to come forward into a plank. Bring your right knee with you. Squeeze into the chest and step it next to your right hand. Pivot now on your left foot. So your left toes are going towards the left side of your mat. Pull your right hip back to meet the left, really squeezing those inner thighs together. Hands to the hips, inhale, come up. So we're in our warrior one legs. And I want you just to take a moment to make sure your knee is behind your right ankle. And we're rotating those hips to the front of the mat as much as possible. When you feel sturdy, you're welcome to lift those arms. You're welcome to also just leave them at your hips. Pressing evenly between both feet. Big breath in. Exhale, take it down. Frame that front foot. Step it back to your plank. Find your vinyasa. You also have the option to skip your vinyasa and head right to downward facing dog or even into that child's form. Great work. Now we begin to anchor that right heel down to the mat. Lift the left foot up, no higher than hip level. Big breath in. Exhale, come forward to plank. Bring your left knee with you. Squeeze it in. Activate your core. Step your left foot next to your left hand. Pivot on your right foot, right toes to the right corner of the mat. Hands to the hips. Check in first. Make sure your front knee is safe. And invite those hips to the front of the mat. I always take it a little bit slower the first round so that we can cue in this body awareness, and then we flow a little bit quicker. Lift those arms up high. Find your warrior one. Beautiful. Exhale. Release those hands down. Frame that front foot. Step it back to your plank. Vinyasa or skip. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the top of the mat, bend those knees. Use your exhale to take you to the top of the mat and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Now inhale, send your hips back, weight goes into the heels, arms lift, we're in our chair. So pretending that we're sitting in a tiny chair behind us, knees coming in towards one another, not out. And we can of course look down and see the toes. Lift the arms. If this causes any pinching in the shoulders, please bring your hands to your heart. Keep your low belly pulled in. And next breath in, we lift and bring your hands to heart center. Very nice. Flowing through that one more time. Inhale, lift those arms. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step it back to a plank. Find that vinyasa or skip it. We're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. My hair is falling out of my braid. It's like, where's all this hair coming from? All right, here we go. Drop your left heel, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, squeeze your right knee in towards the chest and step it right next to your right foot. Pivot on the left. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior one. Exhale, release those hands. Step it back to the plank, vinyasa or skip. Meeting in downward facing dog. Right heel plants towards the mat. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, squeeze your left knee up to the chest. Step it next to your left hand. Pivot on your right foot. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior one. Exhale, release it down. Claw into your fingerprints. Find your plank. Find that vinyasa. Choosing what feels best in your body. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward at your hands, bend the knees. Exhale, take it to the top of the mat and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit as low as you possibly can, as low as feels good in your body. And then inhale, come to stand, bring your hands to heart. Great work. Drop your hands down to the sides. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time, take your right foot to the back of the mat. And then drop down onto your right knee. So we're in a nice low lunge here. Left knee behind those left toes. Pull your left hip back to meet the right, squeezing through those right inner thighs. And then inhale first, take your hands interlaced on top of that left thigh. Let's take a moment just to notice where we're at in this low lunge. Shoulders roll back. Just allowing those hips to melt forward while also keeping the integrity of that posture, squeezing the inner thighs together. Then we can inhale, lift those arms up. And then let's go ahead and exhale. Bend those elbows, open up through the heart space, finding that little back bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to open into the back bend. Last one. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, back bend. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release those hands. Frame that front foot. Lift that right knee. Right hand plants to the inside of that left foot. As we inhale, reach our left arm up now to the ceiling. Looking up at that left hand, if it feels okay on the neck, you can also keep looking down at the right. Next exhale, we release that left hand down, step it back to our plank and downward facing dog. Take a moment just to stretch out the back body, feeling the connection between your hands and your feet with the mat. And then we'll inhale, look forward at the top of the mat, bend those knees, step it up and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale to lift all the way up, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take it down, Tadasana. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold this time. We step our left foot to the back of the mat. Drop that left knee down. Take a moment here, tapping into your alignment. Pull your right hip back to meet the left. And inhale, come up, interlace your hands, place them on top of your right thigh. Allow your hips to melt forward, keeping the integrity within your body, remaining safe in your form. And when you feel ready, release those hands and inhale, lift up. Exhale, open the elbows, open the heart, find that back bend. Inhale to lift, lengthen, and reset. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together. Exhale to open. Inhale to lift. Final one. Exhale to open. And inhale to lift. Beautiful. Release those hands down. Lift that left knee. Left hand plants. Inhale. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. For our easy twist, breathe here. And then exhale, right hand plants, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward at your hands, bend those knees, and step it up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to that tall mountain, lift those arms. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll leave the hands to the heart as we begin to pivot our weight onto that right foot. As we do, go ahead and lift your left knee up towards the chest, really activating your core to lift the space. Keeping your hands at your heart for a moment to ensure that your sternum is meeting your thumb knuckles. So we're staying nice and lifted instead of folding in, we're staying nice and lifted here. Now, everybody, let's take our right hand to the right knee and very gently begin to take your left arm to the back of the mat. If you want to play a little bit more with challenging your balance, you can begin to slowly take your gaze towards your back hand. You're welcome, of course, to remain looking ahead. Breathe here, keep your core firm, stay relaxed, everything is fine, you are safe and supported. And then bring everything back through to center, taking your hands back to your heart, and kick your left foot behind you, bringing your upper body parallel with the mat, coming into warrior three. Your hands can stay at your heart, they can go out in front to a T or alongside the body. Find a nice slight bend in that standing right leg. Belly stays firm, shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Come up through to center and release that left foot down. Great work. Maybe you want to shake out your right foot. We're going to take that to the other side and then begin to cool it down. We'll inhale, lift those arms. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Transition your weight now over to that left foot. Begin to lift your right knee to the chest using your core. Invite that sternum to meet the thumb knuckles. And then when you feel ready, take your left hand to that right knee. Slowly take your right arm behind. If you desire to play around a bit, take your gaze back at that right hand. And this side may be a little bit more difficult than the other. That's okay. Bring everything nice and slow back through the center. Hands come back to the heart again. As we allow that right foot to go back, upper body parallel with the mat as much as possible. All your toes facing facing straight down to your mat. Hold it here, soft bend in your left knee, finding your warrior three. Be sure to breathe. And then inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Shake out that left foot if you need. Great work, everybody. Inhale to lift those arms. Exhale and fold. So we worked on strength. We got that heart rate elevated a bit. Work on that balance. Now we're going to cool it down and come into our Savasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant those palms, step it back. Let's find our final Vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Just take a moment in down dog to rest. Inviting the heels down towards the mat. Allowing the back body to lengthen out, creating space in the spine. Just noticing how you feel. And then very slowly beginning to lower the knees down to the mat. And we'll bring the butt back to the heels. So we'll sit up nice and tall here. And we'll lift those arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So take your right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, press into that left hand. Exhale, use that right hand to twist a little bit deeper, belly button, chest. And then the head goes last, but really, we're not really cranking in that neck at all. We're using the torso to move the neck. So inhale to lengthen again. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper with the belly and the chest. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale through to center, lift the arms. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, press through that right hand. Exhale, use your left hand to help you twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last one, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale through to center, lift those arms up high. Exhale, take them out in front of you. Swing the legs to one side and bring them out in front. We'll start here by taking the fleshy part of the bum out to the side, finding this nice sit bone connection. Press your heels into the mat, flex your toes towards the forehead. Take your palms to either side of the body. Roll your shoulders back, sit up as tall as you can. And then we'll inhale, lift those arms right up next to the ears. Imagine there's this very large exercise ball here, so we're going to fold up and over it. So we're finding length instead of crashing down, we're folding with length. So inhale to lift, exhale, fold up and over that ball. Hands just fall wherever they naturally land, no need to force. Take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, see if you can find a little bit more length. Exhale, maybe you can fold a little bit deeper. And then next inhale, release your hands, float yourself all the way up, and then come down to your back. As you arrive, pull your knees in towards the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side, nice massage on that low back body. And then we can let the arms go out into a T, and the knees can fall heavy to the left. If it feels okay on your neck, look over your right shoulder, but no need to force it. If it doesn't feel okay, you can just continue to look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring those legs back through to center. Exhale, drop them to the right, and maybe look over your left shoulder. And then inhale, legs back through to center. And exhale, we'll take those legs out nice and long for our resting posture of Savasana. This is where we allow our bodies to completely soak up our practice, all the amazing things we just did for it. And we find that beautiful rest, which is so needed for our nervous system health. So see if you can just release the breath, release the thought, and give yourself a couple moments to just be. This is where I will hop off. Please feel free to stay here for as long as you desire. Thank you so much for joining me. Take good care. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Namaste.